But that wasn't the women's segment that made more people comment or interact or whatever on the social interwebs. It was the interview that followed this presentation with, again, the only interviewer apparently they have now, Renee Moxley Good, who at some point anybody could just come up to her and say, "What the is your husband talking about?"
Hey, Tony,
But
fire her.
yeah,
This
yeah,
guy's
like,
so out of control. Why are you rewarding him by hiring his wife? Fire her. Let's even the
Well, but-
playing field a little bit.
but maybe she's told Tony, "Hey, I got to get away from this lunatic. Please let me keep my job. I don't have any control over him. I don't know what he's talking about. Just let me keep my check so I can get a little apartment over in Newport." But anyway, Renee was in the back with old Mitsu Arakawa, who was dressed in a,
Oh, thank God you saw this segment.
well, yes, I had to. I was going to fast forward it, but when I saw some of what was fast forwarding, I had to back it up and see how they got to that point.
Mina Shirakawa. She deserves to have her name said. Oh, this microphone just fell down. Mina
Yeah.
Shirakawa. She deserves it. Say her name.
Apparently, your boom is drooping over there.
It's a new mic.
She's wearing a tight top that accentuates her bosom. You got the cleavage out there, and she does a promo that I couldn't understand. And then Harley Cameron popped in and grabbed Mitsu Arakawa's champagne glass and drank her champagne, and then apparently choked on it. I don't fucking know what. She put the glass in her mouth and took the big
She put the
swig back.
whole glass in her mouth.
Yes, well, some people can put 5 ping pong balls in their mouth. But she put the whole glass in and turned it back and choked herself. Anyway, then she spoke, and she's not acting like Tony Storm now. It's even farther over the top than that. It's like she was doing Agnes Moorehead in a stage play. And
Well, she was never acting like Tony Storm.
well, it's the overacting. She's acting at you, and, and all the accentuation and the.
Well, no, clearly Harley Cameron wants to be a comedic performer.
Well, whatever. She's never done that before, but suddenly she's doing that. And she wants to fight Mitsu on Collision, tit for tit, rack 'em up, and may the breast woman win. And then they both stood
Now, for
there.
the record, that was what they said, not what you said.
That's a quote. She said, "I want to fight you on Collision, tit for tit, rack 'em up, and may the breast woman win." And then they're standing on either side of Renee, and they both start shaking their tits from side to side in their cleavage-revealing apparel in a dueling tit-shaking frenzy.
Which Mina won, because Mina's are natural, so they have a natural swing.
Oh, good Lord.
So I give the title to Mina.
What does
New
this
world
have
champion.
What does this have to do with the goddamn wrestling show? And if they're going to do that, we can watch Showtime and they don't have to have a top on. Wouldn't that be more entertaining?
I was watching this live and I couldn't, it's one of those things. Again, I'm fascinated. I can't look away, but I could recognize, this is like Gene Okerlund talking to like Chuck Palumbo or something. Like, this is not like, this is WCW at the end kind of stuff. But when they both started shaking their tits to the camera, and they called them tits, so I'm going to call them tits.
Yes. Was tits not, or tits, I don't know if it's plural, not one of the not 7 deadly words. So the 7 words you can't say on television, you can say it now, apparently.
Well, again, they start shaking their tits to the camera, and it goes on for a little while. Like, there's like Renee stops talking, so then it's just shaking. Both women, like, competing against each other, shaking for the camera. This is what AEW has become.
Is this the progressive
hey, it's honest.
Women's...
It's honest. It's the most honest women's stuff in wrestling right now, if you want to be fair about it.
What happened to the women's equality and the women's revolution? And Mercedes Moan helped propel the women so now she can work for the company where they have titty shaking contests going on. And if somebody said on Twitter, if the WWE had done that, these people would be all over them. And again, rightfully so, because it's, I don't care if it's demeaning to women, it's stupid to wrestling. But they did it. What? So you want to go on to the next match?
I do, but I'm curious to see what happens with that match. Did it happen? I don't even know. Did it happen yet? Where does it happen?
It's on Collision.
Oh, boy. Great.
They haven't collided yet. And apparently, is Collision going to become the titty show where they have the titty fights?
Hey, listen. You want the ratings to go up? Be honest about it and make it the titty show.
And then what about when the one girl comes out and she's president of the itty bitty titty committee? Does she get sympathy because the other girl can easily bounce her around with her pneumatic protuberances?
See, now you've taken it a step too far. This is why you can't be a part of the writing team over at Big Titty Wrestling.
Well, I'll tell you what, there's over 1 million stories in the Big Titty, and this is just one of them.
Well, let's get from Titsamania back to AEW Dynamite.
Do you like boobs a lot, boobs a lot, boobs a lot?